Hey, it's Ink, owner and creator of the Smash Bracket series. Now, right off the bat, I know exactly what you're thinking. Ink, you are the owner of a Versus Battle series. What's up with the title of this video? Why don't you want to be part of the Versus community, you donut? Okay, let me explain what it means, because I might not be saying what you think I'm saying. Smash Bracket differs pretty wildly in its rule set from other Versus Battle series. Whether that's Death Battle, Multiverse Matchup, or a variety of other Versus Battle discussion forums online, Smash Bracket differs a lot from all of them, with a bunch of really fundamental things, such as our hierarchy of how we interpret feats, going from cutscenes to gameplay to in-game statements to everything else after that, whereas a lot of other series don't want much to do with gameplay or sometimes even cutscenes at all. So now the reason that I bring this up is that before I started Smash Bracket, before I joined this community, I had never seen such a dedicated, passionate fan base for so many different characters coming together in the same place to catalog years of a character's history in excruciating detail. Even someone online went and created character profiles of our crappy research on Mega Man and Mario in Season 0, and they put that up online, and it's a lot more structured than what I had for those videos. That's 100% for sure. There's been so much insane work over the years on all of these different characters, and not just the characters, but rule sets, interpretations of different feats, templates for feats, assumptions behind those calculations, and all sorts of other things across the entire Versus Battle discussion community. The issue that I have, as somebody who's technically the owner of a Versus Battle series now, is that because I differ so wildly from them, it doesn't feel right to me to come into this community that is so incredibly dedicated. They've put in so much work and say, yeah, I see all that, that's nice, I'm gonna do my own thing. It kind of feels like just stepping on the work that all of these other people have done, and I in absolutely zero way want to diminish that. A common misconception that people have about Smash Bracket is that we have this rule set that we do just because we want to separate ourselves or seem quirky or fun, and that's not actually it at all. The reason that Smash Bracket exists how it does is that I was an outsider to the Versus community. I didn't even know that it existed outside of being a casual fan of Death Battle. I remember watching Death Battle videos since I was like 10 years old with my cousins and my siblings and just absolutely loving the series. And that's about my extent of exposure to the Versus Battle community. So I came into Smash Bracket without knowing all of the different years of work that went into each of these different characters. Whether, like I said, that be assumptions or different power tiers, things like that. As a result, I came to the idea of a Versus Battle series with no assumptions about what it should be, other than a vague familiarity with Death Battle's rule set. And so, alongside Real Lemon, the head of the research team, I started going through a bunch of different rules that I thought personally made a lot of sense to me, and I think are a lot of fun to me. For example, the way that we handle external power scaling between one character and another, we have a pretty strict standard. This needs to be observable, we need to know without a doubt that this is how it's gonna work. That just came as a result of me thinking it's more interesting to do it that way, to show each character as what they're capable of beyond a shadow of a doubt. And that same reason, that same interest in what I'm doing is the reason that we use gameplay so high up in our hierarchy. To me, it makes a lot of sense to sort gameplay in the way that a lot of different Versus Battles do. I 100% understand where they're coming from on that. But also for me, since we're trying to figure out which character is strongest, I want the character that we represent in our series to feel like the character that we play as, if that makes sense. For example, with Isabelle, there's some people who say she actually has star level strength, which is a tier, once again, I didn't even know about till I joined this community. But basically, the implication behind this would be insane amounts of strength behind the secretary of the town. And while I understand the appeal of that in some capacity, the arguments to get to that level not only don't make a ton of sense to me and aren't super convincing, but the idea of representing Isabelle, who's a very fun, happy-go-lucky character, on a totally different scale than we ever see her in her games, just doesn't feel fulfilling to me. It's not a series I could get really passionate and excited about creating. Whereas, in my opinion, for Smash Bracket, it feels more or less like the characters we put on screen are the characters that I've grown up playing as. We're not doing these, like I said, to be quirky or step on the toes of anyone. It's just personally what I have a lot of fun figuring out. And it's personally what I'm the most passionate about, and it's really passionate actually for me. This is the most fun I've ever had on any project in my entire life, and I love this series. I'm so excited to show you guys all the different things that we've come up with. So what I'm saying at the end of the day is Smash Bracket, I don't necessarily want to be thought of as in the Versus Battle community. Not because I don't want the fan base, not because I don't want those conversations. I love the conversations, and the fan base is so insanely passionate that it astounds me. The reason that I don't want to be thought of within the versus battle community is if Smash Bracket ever really takes off, if it gets to the levels that I hope and frankly think that it will get to, I don't want any of what we do as a research team to step on the toes or overshadow anything else that this insanely passionate community has done. There's so much work put into every single character and topic, and my worry is coming in as an outsider to this community with a ton of totally different, foundationally different ideas to a lot of different approaches to characters and to calculations and assumptions behind what I allow and disallow. I don't ever want it to feel like we're invalidating what people have done, because it really is impressive and incredible, and I have the utmost respect for the versus battle community, even if we differ ideologically on a few different ways of interpreting characters. But anyway, those are my thoughts for today. I just wanted to hop on real fast and get this out there because it's been something I've been thinking about for a long time, and it kind of ties in with our rule set and our philosophy, which is a really pivotal part of our series. I mentioned him earlier, but our head researcher, Real Lemon, actually wrote an incredibly in-depth analysis on our rule set and our philosophy. I'm eventually going to work that down into a video that's consumable, because right now, like I said, it is pretty long. But if you're feeling in a mood where you just want to really understand what's at the heart of why Smash Bracket decides what they do, and get a better understanding on our rule set, because quite frankly, the image that I put together describing our rule set is pretty bad and doesn't really convey what I'm trying to have it convey, I'm going to link that in the description if you want to check it out. The last thing that I want to mention is that our Patreon poll for our Halloween special is taking place today. So if you want to be able to vote on who's going to be in our Super Smackdown Halloween special, please feel free to click the link below and come support us. We could really use the help, because I, like an idiot, made Sephiroth versus Mewtwo about 6 minutes 40 seconds. Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video with Kirby versus Jigglypuff. Till later.